Now, if you guys follow along on my social media, then you know that I recently sold not one, but both of my Chevy G10 vans. Now, while I love them dearly, and we had a ton of fun doing all the stuff to them and taking them on to the shows, when I had some mechanical issues with the one, I really had to dig deep and think, do I want to keep pushing on with these vans, or do I want to get something that I actually want? While those vans were super cool and I love them, I think they look awesome. They're like my favorite body style. With what we do with them and with having the kids, I wanted something a little bit bigger and something that had a little bit more room, maybe a little bit more creature comforts. And while I did love those vans, they weren't exactly what I was after. But fear not, because I can never go too long without dragging something else back into my driveway that needs a little bit of love. Here she is, a 1976 Chevrolet G10 Shorty van. I've been wanting one of these pretty bad, and this has got all the creature comforts that I'm after. A little bit more room in it, but still super cool. This thing came up local, and I was actually able to drive it home, which puts me way ahead of the gun on stuff that I usually drag home on a trailer, not running, needing a ton of work. Now, yes, while it does run and drive, I won't lie to you. She's rusty, she's crusty, she's rough around the edges, but that's the way we like. I've also been roaming around on the interwebs, Facebook Marketplace, all that good stuff. Found a stellar pair of seats for this thing with a matching back seat, and I even found some wheels and tires for it, which it desperately needs. Now, under the hood, sporting a Chevy 350 with a 350 trans 3-speed, and it needs some attention. While it did make it home, ran and drove, it's definitely got some questionable things going on under here. Throttle linkage, vacuum hoses, a little bit of a mess. Definitely needs to be addressed before we take it on any length of a trip. Slider door works, sort of. So I already cleaned some of the junk out of this thing, threw some of the parts that I collected into it. But let's pull it inside and get to tackling some of this stuff. I won't lie to you, I definitely want to throw parts at this thing to make it look more cool rather than function or run better, per se. I know that's not the way you want to do things, but that's the way I'm doing things right now. I want this thing to look cool. But I also did get some parts to kind of fix a little bit of the more drastic issues that we got going on. But it's gonna be a lot of work, so let's get it inside. This thing is rough, but she runs really good, so that is stellar. Usually that is half your battle with these things, so I'm pumped that it runs good. We just gotta tweak all the edges, all the rough edges. While these shoes we're never gonna do anyways, they're mismatched, they're ugly, not to mention they're super dry rotted and losing air by the day. So, got a screaming deal on some Kraggers. They're old school, they're wide in the back, they got some meat left in them. Rears are a little more rotted than I'd like to see, but whatever. They hold air. We'll be able to run on them for the summer. And they were super cheap. And they're Kraggers. I love Kraggers. So the previous owner put new brake calipers on the front of this thing and a master cylinder. But something's going on because those don't turn. And this side is even harder. I can't believe I couldn't feel that dragging. Either we got brake lines holding fluid in them, something. I mean, they're new calipers, so I wouldn't think the calipers are sticking. Okay, sorry.
Bye, Dad.
It's almost sickening how a set of wheels and tires can totally transform a rig. like make or break it. So next up on our venture, gonna be focusing a little bit underneath the hood. Like I said earlier, she runs great, surprisingly good. But when you take a deeper dive into what's going on underneath this hood, it's pretty sketchy. We got bungee cords acting as throttle springs, not really any kind of linkage, more zip ties than anything. No kick down lever for the trans, just a lot of little stuff that don't look great. Probably shouldn't be the way it should be. I ordered a couple of things. I have some other things kind of roaming around here. We're just gonna kind of scan through here, see what we can fix and what we can live with, and then move on to interior and seats, because we only have one seat in this van. It is very chewed up and disgusting, and we need 4 seats for the family to be able to fit in it. A little bit of an S show, if you want to call it that. I'm kind of bouncing around, working on throttle linkage and those little parts that we needed to put on the engine, and just kind of tighten up all the little runnability aspects. But when I was putting these wheels and tires on, they were dragging pretty hard on the one side. Diving further into it, because he put calipers on it, you could kind of tell where one of the calipers, the driver's side one, had kind of been beat into place. It's not really fitting like it should. Passenger side went fine, and it had brake lines that were holding fluid inside of there, trapping them, making them squeeze down. So it was dragging a little bit. Driver's side, you could hardly even turn it. Immediately I thought brake line like the passenger side, but after removing the caliper, compressing the piston, putting new pads on and going to put it back on, I could see something ain't right. Now I've been checking everything and I'm kind of stumped. The only thing I can think is maybe he got a bad caliper, that it was damaged or it's been dropped, because it just, even with the old pads, it's tight. It doesn't want to fit on there. So I got a new caliper ordered. I figure for 30 bucks, I'm gonna try a different caliper, see if that solves my issue. If not, we'll have to figure something else out, but hopefully that's what we got going on. Now, aside from the brake catastrophe, everything else is going about as smooth as it could. We've got throttle linkage hooked up. We've got that kick down cable for the transmission now hooked up. I ordered an air cleaner, got that here. So as we're piecing everything back together, getting it closer to pulling it back out of the garage, there's one big thing that we still need to address, and that's that we don't have any seats. And we don't have any brackets for the seats either. So we need to start taking some measurements and figure out how we want to mount these seats and how we want to mount that back seat. That way we can actually haul everybody in it and drive it. Success. Don't ask me why, but literally that old caliper, new old caliper that came off of this thing, I compared it on the counter when I turned it in for a core. Visibly, you could see how that one was squished down more than this one. So the outside brake pad, it was just so tight once you put it on the spindle, you couldn't even turn the rotor. I don't know why. It was a new caliper. I don't know if he did something to it or what, but it wasn't working. This one works. I think I'm about out of luck on this thing because those bolts aren't tightening up now. I got a feeling they're stripped because the threads don't look good on the old pin. All right, after a whole lot of frustration with these brakes, went in town, bought that little Healy coil kit. I think that's going to be my solution to fix these threads. So we'll take this back apart, drill it out, put these in there, and then our caliper pins should bolt back into that spindle, theoretically. I've never used these before, so this is going to be a first time journey. We finally have our super sweet, groovy looking seats bolted into the front. Haven't got the back in there yet, but the fronts look killer. And you know, little trick of the trade, I got pretty cheap taps. I don't got those super slick ratcheting, but sometimes if you look in your sockets hard enough, you can find a socket that fits it. Makes pretty sweet for fitting in those tight places. Everyone watching probably already knows this, but you never know. Maybe I just helped somebody's day. Yeah, okay, here's where we're at. We've got fuel filter changed, air filter added, brakes finally done, seats are in it, steering wheel's changed, temp sensor changed, most of the lights working. This has been a to-do, but after a week or 2 weeks on jack stands, a whole lot longer than I expected. I put it on jack stands for, I was thinking the day, maybe 2. Turned into a whole process, but we're there. We're at the finish line. It's ready to come back down on the tires and wheels, fired up, drive it, make sure everything is still functioning. Hopefully a lot of other things are functioning better than they did. Now maybe we can start enjoying this thing. Just start, you know? Started great before this. I know we gotta get a little fuel up there. There's no way, my luck, is that bad that the battery will be turning into junk on me right when I need it to work. Alright, I gave it up last night. I was over it. New day. Battery charger's been on it for a little bit. Let's see if she wants to fire for us now. I promise, this thing started up and ran every single time. All right. Perfect. Okay, I guess you just need a little extra fuel. Now we're sucking fuel. But I did notice one thing. It's got an electric choke on it, and it's got no power to it. So I'm pretty sure the choke is staying closed. So we need to get a power wire on that choke. Way off course. Took it for a test drive, went decent. I'm not gonna say great. We were overheating a little bit of a hesitation when running, that kind of stuff. Didn't think it was a big deal. Brought it back in, checked out the thermostat. It was disgusting, it was gross. More than likely not working. So, okay, tear that apart, we'll throw a new thermostat on it, not a big deal. Didn't have the housing in stock, so we had to order it. So that pushed me back. So then I thought, hey, while I'm waiting, let's go ahead and dive into our light situation. No turn signals, no brake lamps. And that got horribly out of control. So now we've got a steering column completely disassembled, brake lamp switch is out. I believe our turn signal switch is bad. Brake lamp switch was bad, but then that led into some of our parts came, but now we're waiting on more parts. And the van was supposed to be back together, running and driving by this morning. So clearly, we're way behind. I would be lying to you if I said it was easy, but we did it. Is it perfect? No, but it's gonna make it 5 miles down the road to the car show that we wanted to hit today. That's all that mattered. We're on cloud 9 right now. Everybody's over. We're having a great time getting ready. We're about to roll out of here, go check out some great cars and some even better people. All right, it has all come down to this. We wanted this van to be able to pull our boat. That's the big plan, the big picture. It's probably not ready for this, but we got a camping trip and we already got the camper on one rig. So I'm just saying, screw it. We're gonna take it, we're going for it. What's life without risk, right? It's got quick fix in the radiator from this morning because our radiator is leaking and steaming. We added some tranny fluid because I was a little low. We're just gonna see what happens. We're gonna send it. Okay, here we go. Looks better than ever, but a little nerve-wracking. We might break down. Drive it to see where it's coming out at. It's coming out the back while we're driving, and we pulled over to check it out, and I got a bunch of oil on the back of the intake manifold in the head, enough that it's dripping on the exhaust and just smoking everyone out on the highway. So, but I can't see where it's coming from, so I'm just gonna keep the doghouse off, go to the next stop, see if I can see under a load where it's really pouring out. Maybe I can, I don't know, quick fix it or something.